So far, we have covered, I believe, 3 main sections of our training. At section 1, we covered LMS technologies and mainly OpenEDX, its capabilities, its features. At section 2, we conducted a few more exercises, lab activities, and group discussions. That basically enabled us to create certain course materials of our own. So by this time, everyone should have encoded their course material in OpenEDX platform, identified according to the capabilities of OpenEDX, identified certain interactive components, and included those components in our course material using H5P, drag and drop, and other basic OpenEDX components. So I think even at section 3, we had 2 more exercises. So by now, we should be familiar with OpenEDX and should be able to create our own course materials and pretty much manage to deliver them to our students. Now at section 4 is where we introduce ourselves with computer-based testing. Again, this is the technologies, the LMS technologies suggested or discussed in this training are basically for practical reasons. Practical reasons where course material development and training material development and delivery is nationally, ministry level, local, regional level, and even including in our education. OpenEDX is used for that. So that's why the training is delivered through OpenEDX in those areas. At the same time, national, regional, and local exams are being administered, that are administered in a computer-based, are basically, they utilize Moodle. Okay, Moodle is another learning management system which is pretty much extensively used globally. It's an open source software. So we would look at it in this section, basically in the remaining 2 sections, in the remaining 2 days of the training. So yeah, so we shall begin. So in this video recording, I will just give you a highlight of the session. And in each session, we would have a video recording that would follow up. So yeah, so basically the objectives of this session is basically to explain basic principles, core principles of computer-based testing. Again, there are lab activities that should be able, that you should, following those, you should be able to configure, administer Moodle queues, that is basically testing, proctor testing for your own courses, and ensure accessibility standards. Okay, so there are things that we should consider when conducting CBT. So we should adhere to certain academic policies, institutional policies. So we will explore those in this section. Okay, and thirdly, what is the implication of introducing computer-based testing into our institution or any higher academic institution? So the implications in terms of bringing or enhancing quality of education and all of that. So we would discuss and assess implications of introducing computer-based testing into Ethiopian higher academic institutions. Okay, so again, we will have to cover these 6 sections throughout this session. So initially, we will discuss CBT, its overview, its basic principles, especially in relation to the traditional administration of exams, which is paper-based. Secondly, there is this opportunity computer-based testing brings to us, that is basically easily collect data, easily get reports out of this collected data. So that will ultimately, instructors should utilize this data, this information to strategize their education procedures, education approaches, teaching approaches. And institutions may utilize these insights again to adjust, modify their curriculums, course curriculums, okay, module curriculums, it could say. And thirdly, we would utilize Moodle again to actually practically conduct experiments, how to administer CBT using Moodle. And fourthly, given the insights, given the reports that are generated by Moodle, easily instructors or basically any administration instructor, any stakeholder in this area would benefit out of these reports, okay? And ultimately that should be to enhance education quality. And that again is to support students, okay? So maybe the reports would show there are students performing low, and that is because of certain identified gap. Certain materials may reinforce the students to cope up, okay? So such a kind of support sessions can be planned based following the reports from CBT. And at the fifth subsection is, so when we conduct computer-based testing, there are usual cases, usual challenges that are faced when CBT sessions are administered. This is following the national exams, following the regional exams, and following local exams administered. So we have been able to collect a few lessons. These are lessons learned basically. So as whenever you face such challenges, maybe some of them are alleviated by proper planning, by extensive planning to conduct a CBT. Okay, while some are inevitable okay, so those challenges may appear whenever there is a CBT. So you should prepare yourselves for that, and what are those kind of challenges would be discussed in the fifth section. And again, introducing CBT in academic institutions, in higher academic institutions, in universities, what would be the impact? What would be, what don't we have now, given we are conducting exams paper-based? What our instructors lack? What is the insights that they don't have? Okay, but CBT would bring these insights to them, and what is the overall impact of this, especially again in terms of enhancing education. Okay, so we would discuss that in section 6. So yeah, again, we can go through the slides by ourselves, go through the materials provided in the OpenEDX course material in here. Yeah, so we would have a follow-up recordings of such that would discuss in each section. Okay, so yeah, see you there.